All right, here we go, man. Awesome Show is back. Randy, I'm sorry I had to do that to you, my brother. But when we were on the Awesome Show, there's only one way to pop off. We were always feeling awesome out here on the Awesome Show. Randy, glad to have you out here. Talk to the people a little bit, man.
It's another day, man. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be, out here moving and shaking. Great night for college basketball. Great night for Philadelphia basketball, especially on the high school tip. So let's do it.
Yeah, man. High school basketball scene is upon us, right? Is upon us. Just started off this past weekend. Had some action out there. Randy, tell us about. I know you've been on the scene a little bit. Tell us a little bit about some of the action you caught here early on here in the season.
Okay, yeah. So first game that I caught was Simon Gratz versus Constitution. Um, Showed the public league some love. It actually was a very, exciting game.
Sure.
Came down to the wire. Simon Gratz prevailed in that contest.
Okay.
Want to highlight a couple of kids, man. This guy named by the name of Samaj Pop Johnson. He's a senior guard, tight handle, can create off the bounce. He really gets out there and dances with the ball a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he likes to dance a little bit. Samaj Pop Johnson. Coaches should definitely check him out. I talked to a coach about him as well. He finished with 19 points.
Sure.
You had another kid by the name of Rasan Buddy Murphy. He had about 10 points, 12 boards, played the
Okay.
post, undersized post, knows how to use his body, got to it. And they had a kid named Jadon Martin, uh, Coach Lennar Stewart. He's hilarious if you go watch him coach. Not only is he a good coach and a good human being, but he reminds you of John Chaney with the way he yells and his mannerisms and everything like that.
Sure.
I laugh every time I go watching coach. So those were the standouts for Simon Gratz. Constitution had two guys, Nick Young and Alate Dawson. Uh, but one Alate Dawson is a 2025 with a 3.7 GPA.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, he scored it well, had 13 points. Nick Young hit a couple of threes to keep him in it. He's a 2026. He finishes rebounds, played defense as well. He has a good GPA also.
Awesome. Awesome.
To stayed
Awesome.
under 3-0. Also, I'm not you weren't there too, but over the weekend I was able to go to the All City Classic and catch a couple of those games as well. There were four games on the slate. I made the last three, and so now, yeah, you can't even see
Yeah, I'm
you.
messing up the lighting. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah.
Trying to get it super right here on the
Oh,
Awesome
you
Show.
good,
First
baby.
sit
You
back
good,
here,
baby.
man. But yeah, appreciate that, man. Constitution, with a good battle out there in a public league to get the league started out here. But we're
Mhm.
here to join us here to start our show here. We're going to be joined here with the GOAT of the public league here.
Mm.
We'll bring him right here. You guys already know who he is. No questions about it. There he is. We're gonna have to get him too, Randy. We're gonna have to get him the same way, Randy. We're gonna have to get him the same way.
Yo, guys, what's up?
Oh, here we go. Here we
Brother,
go.
what's up, brother?
What's going on?
Brother Noble, brother 100 no coach, man. Coach, welcome to the awesome show. We appreciate you having you here. Tell us a little bit, man. How you feeling here today, coach?
Good, good, man.
Ah,
Good.
here you go, man. You're talking that nonsense over there, coach. Here you go, man. Coach, you are on the awesome show. All right. There's only one feeling you can have on the awesome show. All right. You're not feeling good. You're not feeling great. You're not feeling okay. There's only one feeling, coach. I ask you again, how you feeling here today, coach?
I guess I'm supposed to be feeling awesome.
You're always feeling awesome, baby. You're always feeling
Yo,
awesome.
you're crazy, bro.
Oh man, we are here live today, Coach Andre Noble, the legendary coach from Philadelphia. Imhotep Charters in the building. Coach, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Not a problem, man.
Let's start off here first. I'm gonna start off here. I'm gonna start us off here, Randy. John with Coach here. Coach, Imhotep Charter. All right, Imhotep Charter, Philadelphia. It's been a staple now since the 21st century. Tell us a little bit about Imhotep Charter. How long it's been in existence? What is it? Is it charter school? Is it private school? Is it public school? Tell us about Imhotep Charter. What's going on over there, Imhotep?
Yeah, so Imhotep Charter is a public charter, a public community-based charter school. The school was founded in 1998 by now Dr. Christine Thomas Young.
Okay.
And yeah, it was founded and named after Imhotep, who is the multi-genius in the area that is now called Egypt, but was considered ancient Kemet and She named it Imhotep because Imhotep was the first multi-genius known to man. And the hope and the dream is that seeing that our young people can be multi-genius as well.
Interesting. Randy, got anything follow up on that?
Um, Brother Noble, we've encountered each other during my time at Roberts Vaux High School when I assisted my man Jamie Ross as an assistant
Yep.
coach.
Mhm.
So I've come to know your school very well. And I know, what I've noticed is that you've ascended as far as like you're in leadership now. And
Yeah,
so you've gone from I know you were teaching at one point, weren't
correct.
you?
Yes.
ED,
Yeah,
COO, and now you're the CEO of Imhotep Charter School, correct?
correct.
Tell the people how, like, because that is a very tremendous responsibility.
Sure.
How is it juggling those responsibilities as well as being the head coach of a national level program?
Yeah, so this is my I started there in 2000, so this is my 25th year at Imhotep, and I did start there as a math teacher.
Hmm.
Very when we were like really really young. It was my first year was the school's third year. And I started doing like administrative work, especially around like rostering and like organizational stuff for our school, like in year two, three of my time at Imhotep. And so like I became its roster year chair for our school in year two because that's that my educational background is really like more of a business background than it was initially an educational background.
Copy.
Then I went from that to being a dean there, and I started our athletic program in our second year.
Hmm.
So I was like a dean and an AD for a long time there. Uh,
Hmm.
then I became our director of operations, which kind of extended my responsibilities, and then our chief operating officer. And this is my third year as our school CEO. In terms of like managing the time, it hasn't. Well, two things. One, I have a really good team, like in terms of our school leadership.
Hmm.
Like partner with our principal, Dr. Jerry Seegers, and then also, I have a great staff. So when I have to like, do something school related, practice doesn't miss a beat, just because of the staff that we have on in our basketball staff.
Coach, man, I'm sure, Randy. I mean, I hear CEO. Coach, Coach, what's up, man? I mean, CEO, that's a big towel there, Coach. That's a big towel there, man. That means a lot. What's going on in your pockets there, Coach? Man, what's up, man? What's going
Well,
on over there, Coach? Man, can I put a whole little something? CEO, that's a big towel. You very obviously very deserving of that title, Coach. Been around there, started the program, and so forth. But tell us a little bit. I mean, Coach, you just recently have received your fifth 500 victory. I believe last season. Um, I mean, tell us about that, man. I mean, that requires a lot of longevity, and so forth. Like a lot of obviously great people, a great team that you're surrounding yourself with. I mean, tell us about that whole journey of getting to 500 victories. That is a lot of victories, and so forth. Just tell us a little bit about that journey there, Coach.
so really, like, I mean, the actual 500 itself, it wasn't that important at the time because it was in the state semifinals. So it's like thinking about victory 500 or thinking about the chance to go and compete for a state championship. That's my team didn't even know. Like they
Right,
didn't.
right.
The people were telling them after as it happened, but because that was just not our focus. Like, if it's somewhere different where it's like you know, a game that we know we got, and that may have been different, but everyone was just focused on trying to beat a really good Ryan team. So that was our focus that day.
Incredible, 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 man. I mean, obviously through that though, you've had a lot of you've had to be blessed with a great team, a lot of coaches and so forth are part of that. I mean, this coach, I mean, Randy, his tree, this coaching tree is turning into a little something there. I mean, drop us a couple of names there, Randy, Coach Noble, about some of the, I know we talked about, let's talk about Coach Boak at West Catholic, right? A former player of yours. Randy, you check that out. When did Coach Boak play for Imhotep? Around what time frame was that around?
Oh man, I don't know the exact.
So I think he graduated in 2008. I'm pretty
Yep,
sure it
I
was
was about to
'08.
say
Yeah,
27, 2008.
Mm,
2008. Both
Mhm.
graduated. Then after he finished school, he was on our staff for 3 years, and then got the West Catholic job, and just so proud of what he's done over there because it was like dormant when he got there, and they have a state championship. He's made them a relevant basketball program. And they're gonna be like they gonna make some noise this year too. They're still a little young, but they play hard. So
Right.
I think that they're gonna have a good year as well.
Yeah, they definitely Coach Bulk definitely I want to say borrowed from the culture that he grew up in with at Imhotep and that he coached under as well because it's similar as far as like hard work, dedication, defending, being tough-minded, being gritty. And so that's the culture that he's built over there. So shouts out to Coach Bulk.
Yeah.
What people don't know also Coach Kevin Stewart was at one point the head coach at Academy Park.
Academy
Or something
Park,
like
yes,
that.
indeed.
Yeah, he was over at Academy Park. Coach Tahar Sutton was also coaching in the collegiate ranks at Quinnipiac for a little bit, and then he decided to come back. And so, good things. I guess good things happen over there on over there in West Oak Lane. You know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely doing some major things out there on West Oak Lane, man. Coach, man, I'm pull a couple things up here, Coach. I want you to tell me what is when I pull these up, what does that mean? What do these things mean here to you, Coach, man? I'm gonna try to pull up a couple of oldie but goodies out here, Coach, man.
Oh
And
gosh.
see what we could see what your thoughts are on some of these things here. We're gonna pull up here, Coach, man. Let me see what I got here for my guy, Coach. Let me see if I can pull this up here, Coach. Right? Let me pull this up here, Coach. Mm. Pulling up that right there, Coach. You see that right there, Coach?
I do see that kid.
You see? Tell me about that guy right there, man. Tell me about that guy right there, Coach.
So I think even while you're taking that picture with him, right? And I believe that's in his freshman year when he went up to go and play in Allentown.
You know it. You know it.
And he wasn't top 300 in the country. Like he
Right.
wasn't top anything in the country as an incoming ninth grader. And Justin Edwards just is like a really hard worker. I always shout out when I talk about him, his mom, because I really believe that parents should learn from Ebony Twigs. Justin as a ninth grader would come home and like complain sometimes and whine, like, yo, they're too hard, they're doing too much. And
Right.
and she would just like slam my door and be like, you gotta go back tomorrow. And from her just making him go back. And she used to tell us like some days those would be like, after it all happened, she was like, they would be tough because she's still a mom. And she's a single mom that, raising Justin.
Sure.
And but she knew that she had to push him to go back and fight. And he did. And then, man, that freshman year, by the middle of that freshman year, he was seeking it. Like he was, yo, when I'm working out, like it's weight room today. Like he had gotten, he had been just from knowing he had to go back and fight, he got used to the work. And then he started embracing the work. And then it became him like, hey, yo, I'm trying to get a gym extra, today. And it became what his work habits are. And I say that because just in this day and age, it's like everyone wants the microwave. That no one wants to work. No one wants their kid to fail at any moment.
Mm.
And failure builds character.
Right.
And then he was able to ascend himself at some point during the senior year to the number one player in the country. And I mean, obviously every story is not like that, but say Ebony Twigs, doesn't make him come back
Right.
and makes him, oh no, you don't have to do that. Which we hear so many times, all three of us in sports for a long time now. Um,
Yeah.
his outlook in life is different. And I just think that that's something that is missing a lot of times when it comes I tell our guys this line all the time. Like accountability is love.
Right.
Like people that don't hold you accountable, it's easy to show a love of what you want to hear, but the love that you can show when you hold people accountable, that's like to me a special type of love. Like that's the love you need. So we talk about that at 21st and Godfrey.
I call it first and Godfrey, man. 21st and Godfrey. Randy, I'm gonna bring this up here, okay? And I want to hear. This is something a little new here. We're developing here, Randy. Bring this up here on you. But this is how I feel about this kid right here, man. Tell me. First of all, I'm old school. When you see that out there, Randy, what's that?
Yo, I didn't know that.
So
right, you see that out there, right, Randy?
Yo, man, I'm gonna say this, yo. So I dig the creativity, but we not gonna put my young boy in no devil outfit.
Okay.
We don't do
all right.
You know what I'm
All
That's
right.
like who is that?
Yeah, you
he's
wild.
definitely not the
fucking out.
No, I definitely
outfit.
respect that. It's definitely not the look on that. But yeah, have you ever seen this movie? Have you ever seen this movie? Old school here, Coach Milby. You ever seen this movie, The Problem Child?
No, but I heard of it.
Yeah, I heard of it too, man. But yo, RJ Smith is definitely a problem. You know, he's like
listen, The Problem Child, man. Listen, man. This movie, man, The Problem Child, man. This kid, he just creates havoc. He just creates havoc all day long. He's destroying his house, destroying the neighbors. He's destroying the whole community. He is just destroying every possible thing out there. So when I see RJ Smith on that court, all right, he is just out there causing havoc, ruckus, being a pest, getting buckets, anything necessary to get under the skin of his opponents and his coaches. RJ Smith, I think, exemplifies that. Randy?
Yeah, definitely. He's a dog, man. Simple and plain as that, man. He's a dog. He gets after it. He's a leader on the court to be young. He's, I liken him to like a straw that stirs the drink. You know what I'm saying? So he makes them go. He takes the tough teaching or the tough coaching that he gets from his coaches when he doesn't live up to expectations at times. That happens during the course of the game. He takes it and he rolls with it and he keeps them going. So that kid is a dog. I love watching him play. It's dope. It's dope.
Brother, got some people from the gallery out there, brother. You have some fans out there, brother. Some fans out there, and it looks like some of the ladies are out there. They're asking about they can't see you. I guess the lighting isn't proper. They're like, this brother, he sounds so intelligent and he's a winner, but we can't quite see him. There's some fans out here, Coach, that are asking about you, and they want to know, like, how can we get to see this guy, this mystical figure, this guy? Who is this guy? People asking, Coach. I mean, I'm just putting out. People asking about you, Coach.
It just be the Panther behind me, and let it just be the background Panther that they see. That could just be me. I don't know why it's not. I don't know. I'm actually on my phone, too, so maybe that's
Got
what.
You. All right, well, fans. Hopefully you guys got that right there. So why did Coach look like he's doing an anonymous interview? I was like, oh man.
I just want to shift gears. I just want to ask this
sure,
question,
please.
Coach. Coach, can you just talk to the people about we're being transparent here. Imhotep is known, they're Afrocentric centered school. They have great success in track as well as football and basketball. But talk to people about some of your more academic pursuits.
Yeah, man.
With the garden it's not even a garden. I'll let you talk about it. But,
yeah, so we're like one of the things that I think has been a big piece for me has been to like, especially since this is one of the things that's been cool. I'll definitely answer your question, but one of the things that's been cool for me is having an opportunity to affect programming. Like when you get in like school leadership, like, hey, there's my children, there's my scholars. Oh man, makes me happy seeing them. But yeah, that's our daily space. But yeah, we are actually an African-centered STEM school. So like one of the focuses of our charter is to be engaged in STEM activities, and we have this pedagogy that we follow, and one of the key pillars of it is what we call Seba the Heka, which is deep thought to righteous action,
Mm-hmm.
or another way we say it is knowledge to use. So it's like like the things that we learn, we don't want to just learn for knowledge's sake. We want to take knowledge and apply it and try to make our community better, make our school better, make our community better, make the greater community, make humanity better. We've got a chance to do some cool things. Like we have, like our students run when one of their electives, they run a hydrotech vertical farm where they, um, in these containers, they control through technology how to grow produce. And
Mm-hmm.
we give it out to the community through our community refrigerator. When our school is in like a food desert area, especially in the winters. So we're able to grow things 24/7 where like even right now we're able to grow things like in our container because we control the conditions because it's everything is inside. The other things that cool knowledge to use projects that we've had, like our students um, did multiple. They just came back from Kenya for 11 days, where we had a group of about 16 students and staff go to Kenya and do a water filtration project there.
Okay.
I actually got a chance to go and do some work in water filtration and hydroponics with our team in the spring, where we did our second trip to Ghana. Um, Another dope trip they did where they went to the like Sapelo Island, which is in the States. They went to a middle school, and taught the students how to test their water.
Nice.
Crazy
Wow.
thing, in that testing, they were like, it came back, this is not really good. The levels that they found of lead in their water. The principal called the Department of Health the next day. They had to shut the school down for 4 days
Wow.
Wow.
because it actually was an issue with their water. So like our students and our STEM director is Shirley Posey. She's amazing. They actually, learn things. We kind of like have lived with our values, our regular school values, and our focus on STEM. We've kind of lived in the spaces of environmental justice, sustainability. That we do a lot of a lot of our work ends up in those areas. And yeah, we've been out of the country multiple times now, and doing work in Ghana, West Africa. And like I said, this fall we just came back from East Africa. Our students have traveled to Sapelo Island and done some work, to Jackson, Mississippi, and done some work.
Yeah.
So we try to like make sure that our school is working to help improve others' lives. Like that's one of the things, like to be healers of the world community. That's a part of our mission as a school.
That's dope. That's dope.
Amazing.
Thank you for that, coach.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Well, first of all, shout out to the West Side Africa, baby. West Side Africa, Liberia's in the building right here. LIB right here. LIB
Yo,
full blood, bro.
yo,
So
yo,
hey,
yo,
do let's
Randy,
do it.
Oh, he is.
Randy, he is
You already
crazy.
know how he is, man.
I
You know
mean,
how he is.
hey, we're just keeping it 100, man. Keep it 100. Before we bring on Coach Harrigan, Coach Noble, we got to put this on you, Coach. We got to ask you this. The long history of Imhotep basketball going back, a lot of awesome teams, championship winning teams. First of all, Coach, how many state championships you got, Coach?
10.
How many state?
10.
10 state championships. Unbelievable. Public league championships. You know that off the top of your head?
12.
12 public league championships. Amazing, amazing. So a lot of great teams, Coach. A lot of awesome players involved in that. Coach, we got to ask you, Coach. Coach Noble, a starting five. Coach Noble, you know what? We'll give you a six-man too. Mr. Miller, Coach Miller, can we give him a six-man? We'll throw him a six-man in there.
Yeah, let's do the six
We'll
man.
give him a six-man there as well. The TEP six, Coach. All
So
time TEP six.
you made my job. It's not even as hard as that you made my job. And actually, I wouldn't have said 5. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
So we have in our school, when you walk in, there's a digital form that's interactive. So like, you can learn things about like our philosophy about education. Our yearbooks are on there. But also there's things with our athletics, and each of our athletic teams have their own athletic page. Under boy basketball, there's one of the things called all-time greats, and there's only 6 names on it.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So
Okay.
out of all the players we've had, there's only 6 names on it. And those names are not in any order, because you're not going to get me to give you an order.
Order. Here we go. Here we go, coach.
Those names are Brandon Austin,
Yep, he was on my list.
No question.
Dante Scott,
No question.
Deron Russell, Justin Edwards,
Burger Boy.
Ahmad Noel.
Yeah, that was my 5 right there.
Boy. I mean, you got to have those 5.
And Ramir Barno.
Ah, Barno.
Okay.
Winner every
Can't
set
go
of
wrong
the
with that 5.
Winning every set of the way.
So that's the 6 that is on that board as all-time greats at Imhotep. And I get when people sometimes my other alum, yo, I'm not. Bro, you ain't make the board, bro. You were really good. You were a really good player. But I think even with Ramir Barno, because sometimes like, yo, Ramir Barno was the MVP of the City of Palms.
Yeah, he had it his way down there.
He's MVP of the City of Palms, which, like, when you look at the list of the MVPs of the City of Palms, I mean, I think like 80%, maybe more, are pros. Like they're NBA basketball players.
Right.
He's also one of very few is two-time All-City first team, two-time All-State first team, and two-time All-League first team. That in our city, that's really, really difficult to do. It's really difficult to do as a junior. Like, and Ramir was All-City as a junior, All-Public first team as a junior, and All-State first team as a junior. And that's extremely difficult to do. And so when you look at that's what I do. I looked at all their accolades, and I'm like, no, those are the 6 right now.
Wow. Randy, any disagreement with that 6 there, sir?
I had my 6 written out, and they were spot on.
No doubt. Well, you know what, Coach Nova, I want to bring this out here because he did not make your top 6. He was not there his whole career. But I'm gonna make a spot. I'm gonna shout out to my guy. We're going back to LIB West Africa. Shout out to my guy Abe Massley. Abe Massley. Abe Massley did not hit one of the biggest shots in Philadelphia public.
You would say some goofy stuff like that, man.
Come on, that's the biggest shot in Philadelphia public. I was there at Temple. Right there, front and center.
I don't want to hear that.
Abe is my boy.
He hit a tough John. Yeah, it's okay.
Abe is my boy. Actually, he and I share a birthday together. Okay. So that's my homie.
No doubt, man.
He hit that shot over us to win the ball game, bro. That was crazy.
That was crazy. I mean, you got to think about that game, though. Who was involved in that game? You got some of the people involved in that game. I know Jordan, right? Rashid, I think.
Rashid went crazy.
Brandon Austin. That was
wait. Randy was on that stat. Yo, that's why he said that.
That's why he's saying it. That's why he wants to be funny. He wants to be funny.
Randy, I forgot until
I'm like, you forget. Yo, he hits the shot. We win the game. Me and Jay go shake hands. Well, after brother Andre gets finished crumping and pumping in front of our tent and talking to his fans and all that. But nah, that was like one of the best experiences I've ever had, man. As far
that was a great game.
That was a great atmosphere, man.
Great game.
I mean, seriously, that was the pub. I mean, talking about Temple, McGon. That joint was. I mean, it
was crazy.
I mean,
it was crazy. That was one of the last great
real
public league games.
Yep.
That was a great one. I thought Us Constitution was a great one too. Like when Fats was young, and they had JR and Kamar at St. Joe. Yeah, that was another great. Yeah, that was a great one too.
Mm-hmm. That man, great.
Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later, man. I gotta get off right now.
Hold on, hold up there, hold up there, coach. Hold up there, coach. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast, my friend.
He ran on us. He about to run on us.
He can't run on us, man. Coach, man. Hopefully we can get Coach Harrigan. We are just being joined here by Coach Jason Harrigan. Coach Harrigan, you there, Coach?
Here.
I'm here. Ready?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you now, Coach. Yeah. Thanks for joining us here today, Coach. How you feeling?
I'm great.
Ah, here you go, man. You silly people. You guys can never get this thing right. You guys can never get this thing right. You guys are here on the,
Crazy,
look at that, right? You guys are on the awesome show. Jason, I'm disappointed. You should know better than this, Jason. I don't believe this is your first time on the show. I caught you with this same thing again. How you feeling, Coach?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Here we are, man. Well, we got, I mean, talking about is the season just kicked off. We Randy give us some insight on some early games coming up here, and we have a major contest going on down in Philadelphia tomorrow at what time, Coach?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at St. Joe's Prep. We will have St. Joe's Prep taking on Imhotep in a rematch.
It's at Imhotep.
Oh, are you saying something?
1733 West Gerard Avenue,
The
baby.
game's at Imhotep.
1733 West Gerard Avenue. The game is at 1733 West Gerard, baby.
Oh, my fault.
I mean, speaking of that, though, Coach Nova, tell us the last time, the last time you did a road game in the Philadelphia Catholic League, a true road game, not no showcase. You went to another Philadelphia Catholic League opponent and played them in their gym. When was the last time that happened, Coach?
I don't think that's ever happened.
Wow, that's never happened.
No.
Well, how did this game come about then? How did this game come about here?
So normally we always play on neutral sites, always, like with the best Catholic League team. So we always play them, but it's usually always at some neutral site. And I think you started this, Toom. I think this was because of you. We were on the phone one day, and you were talking about our streak. And you were like, Jason, y'all should go break the streak. And then Jason's like, yeah, I want to come break the streak. Because I think we have like a 90-game win streak at home.
You know what the streak is, Coach. You know exactly what the streak is, Coach.
No, I don't really know the number of games. I don't know what the number is. I think it's 90. But I think you started this trouble. And then Jason came and played at our gym. And then this off season, he was like, "You got to come back to my gym," even though that wasn't a part of the deal. Okay. But he was like, "No, you got to be honorable."
And we had the conversation in High School Live.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. This, and you know what though? Like I said to Ray asked me to speak on his joint. I love these things for our city. Like so, right now, like if a really good Catholic team is playing a really good public team, that usually means we're in it from the public side. And so I love that, we don't, some other cities have like huge events. Like Philly doesn't have that. So like, being able to have like these really cool non-league games that bring out the basketball community is dope. So when we can do it and work with our schedule, we try to do it. And, I've known Jason for now a long, long time. So, I'm proud of what he's even done there at the prep and, rebuilding the brand of the prep since he's been there. So, yeah, I think it's great for the city to be able to have this game on.
Yeah, indeed, man. I mean, Randy, were you in the building last year for the matchup last year with St. Joe's Peppers Imhotep?
Yeah, I was there. It was a great.
You was in that building. You was in that building, huh? Give us I'm gonna pull up a little bit from that. Tell us a little bit about that game if you could, man. Give us some insight from that game from last year.
I'm just going to summarize it, man. Prep jumped out on, they got out to a early lead, and what was it? Fourth quarter.
I might even say 15. I believe they got to a 15. Looks like they got a 15-point lead up there, Coach. It looks like.
Yeah, they got to a 15-point lead, and then, Jordan Ellaby got in foul trouble, and no, did he? I think got in foul trouble in the third quarter, or maybe it was the first half. But anyway, Ahmad Noel did what Ahmad Noel did, and Tep came out victorious at home. So, but it was a great game, though. Excellent game.
Excellent game, man. Excellent action out there. Jason, Coach Harrigan, man, why don't you tell us a little bit about the game action out there as we start checking in here? Watching a little bit of highlights from the game here that day. Tell us a little bit about that atmosphere. I mean, I know it's the atmosphere, this first game of the season. You got standing room only, cheerleaders, can't even have a seat. They're sitting on the floor. I mean, people everywhere. Tell us a little bit about that atmosphere from that game and what you're expecting from this game.
I mean, last year, the atmosphere was great. I haven't played at Imhotep in a while since my Del Val Charter days. So being in that atmosphere, seeing the city come out, seeing all the kids compete, you know, they're all real familiar with each other. Thought it was a great atmosphere. You know, the opposing coach managed to like rile the fans up. They were heckling me the whole game, so it was you know, it felt like old times, but
Yeah.
it was a great atmosphere. I thought that, I thought our guys played really well. Unfortunately, we came out on the wrong end of it. They battled back. Ahmad played really well. Their whole team played well. I think our guys played well.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we kind of came up short. I think that Imhotep provides like a great atmosphere for games like that. In that gym, they're student based. I like to see high school games that have students at the games. Not just like adults. So just having like that high school feel was great. And I think that we'll have more of the same tomorrow night. I think if you look at the game between Imhotep and Prep football a couple weeks ago, you saw it was brought the city out. It's great atmosphere. I know our school is excited. I'm really excited for our school, especially our fans, to just get out there and kind of show the city how they come out and represent.
No doubt. Any other follow-up questions there, Randy, about these two guys going at it tomorrow night, 7:00 on what's the address, Coach? Yeah, I know you know the address, Randy. What's the address again?
1833 West Gerard Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. I forgot the zip code though, but it's down north of Philadelphia. Coach Noble, going into this matchup, what would you say are the strengths of St. Joe's Prep?
Their shooting. Their shooting is elite. They really shoot the leather off the basketball, and it's not like a guy or two guys. It's a lot of guys. They run good stuff. And we're really opposites, which is gonna be like a contrasting thing. Like we play with more length and size, they play with five guards, and so it's like the contrast of our styles are a little different. That's the thing I think is the biggest is like they shoot the leather off the basketball, and if you give them looks, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to hold them.
Coach Harrigan, I pose the same question to you.
I echo those same sentiments. Obviously, we are five guards. A lot of movement. Guys shoot the ball. We play with a certain amount of pace. Think that they are well prepared, well coached, strong. Imhotep team that's just defensive and up in your face, trying to disrupt what you're doing. And we'll see like the styles clash, but I think it makes for a real exciting game. You see a lot of action, and you kind of get to see guys test their will against each other.
Dope. I can't wait. Like you said, I mean, there's no like set matchups. Obviously, Coach Noble, you have the size advantage. Coach Harrigan, you have the shooting advantage. If you guys get hot, watch out. If Imhotep asserts their will, it could be a long night. So it could go either way. I can't wait, man. Just make sure the snacks are good so I can have my snacks. I'm gonna sit in center court with my iPad and all that good stuff. I'll be there early.
Yeah, we gotta get there. Every fan, you guys better get there early. So 733 West Gerard Street tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Philadelphia basketball will be on fire. With this is a new thing here, Randy, because these guys here, they're meeting here early, but they could potentially meet again down the road as they're now. Coach Noble, I believe you're now a 6A team, I believe now, Coach?
We are 6A now.
Coming with the big boys. So and you know what, Randy? He's out there. Oh yeah, I got all the rings. I got 10 state championship rings. He's out there beating up, a Sacred Heart of the Triple out West PA and Our Lady of Saint Bonaventure or whatever. All these little small, he's out there beating all these little boys. Now you're coming up to the big boys, Coach. The big boys, the 6As, the Reddings, the Parklands. I said the Park. I got to name my Parkland boys out there. All those guys out there, Coach. What does that mean to you? I mean, does that make you sweat a little bit, Coach? How you feeling about that, Coach? Now, Coach.
We play like a national schedule, like non-league. So that there's some years, not every year, but some years we won the state titles. We felt we were the best team in the state, regardless of class. So we don't think that class thing is going to bother us. Like we play like a bunch of 6A schools. Like we play some of the best teams in the country.
Right.
So the the 6A, 5A, 4A, that really we just stay wherever they put us. So wherever they put us, we're there. We don't, I know that there's this heavy debate about boundary versus non-boundary. We really don't care if they make boundaries and put us in the non-bound. We don't care. We just like whoever we're supposed to play, we're gonna play them and compete and try to compete the right way and try to represent Imhotep basketball and then represent our school community the right way. So the other stuff and the politics of the PIAA, we just like where you want us to play. All right, that's where we go. So that's really just been it.
Well,
Yeah,
can this be
yeah,
can
all
this be
that.
something?
Go
Can
ahead,
this be
Random.
something that we my fault? Can
Oh,
this
you're
be something that 'cause I've always said that um the 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 core of Philadelphia basketball was always based on rivalries, and with public schools not where they usually once were, it's hard to get those type of rivalries back in Philadelphia basketball. Could this be something that becomes a long-standing rivalry? Whether it be football or basketball. Do you
You
guys?
know what? I mean, I
Hold on, I'm gonna
don't.
answer that here. I'm the high. I put this thing together here. You gotta put those questions here through here. Let me set that up. Let me make sure everything is right. The dollars and everything equal out properly. You don't just come out here and just start. No, no, no. You gotta come to the original here. But anyway, go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Well, I think
So,
let me answer it.
Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead, Coach Harrigan.
I think for it to be a rivalry, we got to win.
Okay.
So we start winning, then we'll talk about that. Then it could be a real rivalry.
Put there, Coach. But what, Coach Harrigan? So you were at Del Val Charter before. O'Hara now over here at the prep. So you've had some battles here with Coach Noble before. How you talk about to be a rival, you got to win. How many wins do you have? How many wins do you have against Coach Noble here, Coach?
Well, we beat him one time, but this is only our second time playing a home game against Imhotep. So there'll be an interesting dynamic. I think us playing on our court. It leads towards how we want to play. So it's exciting for the city. I think kicking off the year 2 times in a row has been great. I think, you can obviously see there's a lot of energy around the game. The kids are excited. City is excited. I'm sure the students are excited. So let's get to tomorrow first before we get into the long rivalry.
Okay. Coach
yo,
Harris.
I got brother Awesome. I got a funny one. I walked into practice today, and RJ was there, who you spotlighted early. And my other guys were walking around. And I pointed in his. I said, "Y'all see that?" I pointed in his eyes. They're like, "What?" I was like, "I see fear." And he just looked at me and was like, "You're playing with me." He was like, "You're playing with me." No, our guys are excited about it too. I think the environment is gonna be awesome tomorrow, and we look forward to it.
Hey, Coach Noble, did Coach Harrigan let you bring did he, like give you enough tickets for fans to come through, or do
You know how you do. We ain't worried about that. Our people are just gonna get there on time. We just gotta get there on time. That's all.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Some people, I don't think everybody gonna make it in this joint tomorrow though, because I think it's gonna sell out tomorrow.
I
I
agree.
don't think so either. I'm on do not disturb, especially for Dwayne Rock Jones tomorrow.
Dwayne, you've been blasted out here, Dwayne.
Yo, that's
blasted
crazy.
out here. A couple people have been putting some comments in here, man. Coach Noble, they want to know about who's your favorite. A couple people in here want to know about who's your favorite assistant coach. I'm sure you can figure it out. A couple of them are asking about that. They want to know exactly who is that favorite assistant coach out there.
All of them. All of them.
All of them. Good.
Great answer. Great answer.
He's ready. He's no rookie out here. Coach Noble, it's been awesome to have you out here, debuting your first time out here on the Awesome Show. We appreciate you coming through and give us a little history about Imhotep, letting us know what Imhotep is, letting the people know about the school, the different things that are going on in the school building and so forth, educational wise, and of course. Your 10 state championships, your 12 public. We appreciate you making sure to put that all out there for the people out there. Randy, in closing, want to close out with Coach Noble, please?
Best of luck tomorrow, Coach.
You don't really mean that. And and yo, everybody have a good night besides Jason. Everybody else get good rest, good sleep. Jason, don't get none of that. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, man. See you tomorrow.
Peace.
All right, the awesome show. The awesome show is back. We return here, and we are here live today with our co-host, the Miller Report. Randy Miller is on the board. We have our guest here today, Coach Jason Harrigan of St. Joe's Prep is in the building here. Coach Harrigan, man, I mean, tell us a little bit about, I mentioned a little bit about some of the things you've been doing, your past coaching experiences with Del Val, O'Hara, and now here at St. Joe's Prep. Just give us a little why are you coaching? What got you into coaching? How this whole journey start?
For me, it was just a reflection of like my growing up, my upbringing, and just like the people who made an impact on my life. So I grew up single parent household. My mother raising me South Jersey, and my coaches had such an influence. When I graduated from college, I realized I started working a job, and it was just like kind of like just like empty calories. Like I was just burning myself out. And I was making decent money, but I wasn't really feeling like a purpose or fulfillment. And I think that like the day I stepped in the gym to start coaching, I was like a JV assistant. Just that atmosphere and having the ability to have the effect on young men the same way that I felt for myself. So for me, it was just like a way to like teach life lessons through basketball. I love the game, but then also understanding the development of the kids. So that's kind of where I started. Like, I started at Del Val. A friend of mine one of their nationally ranked teams. His father grew up coaching, and they had the school, they had Del Val. He was the principal and CEO, and I told him I just wanted to be a part of it. So I left my job. I went started volunteer assistant for Antoine Brockington, Isaiah Brockington's father. He let me be on the staff, and I was just locked in from day one. Just wanted to be there. I had no aspiration to be like a head coach or anything. I just wanted to be a part of it. And after a year, he ended up leaving the school, and they told me I should interview for the job. And, I wasn't even really prepared to interview for a job at that time. But, between the staff who was around and the kids who, realized that I was like really, really like locked in, they just all encouraged me. And I took the job, not having an understanding or game plan of how I was going to do it. Right. I got the job, and I fell in love like day one, like I said. So Del Val was just in an interesting spot because they were competing against the Imhoteps and PETs and MCSs and Strawberry Mansions at the time. All these teams were really good, and I could see that we had talent. So it was like really, really serious. It's Philadelphia basketball. And, we had good players, and, I just kind of had to figure it out. But I fell in love from day one, my first day in the gym, with no aspirations to be a head coach, just more so just want to be a part of something.
Coach Harrigan. So yeah, I know you've had your experiences at Del Val, and then you ended up Del Val closed, you ended up going to O'Hara. Talk about how your experiences at Del Val, O'Hara, all culminated to you preparing you for this opportunity that you have now with the prep.
I mean, it was all beneficial to me. Del Val didn't have our own gym to work. So, so I didn't have a full staff of employees, assistant coaches who knew what they were doing. It was just me figuring it out. And I just put a lot of time in. So if it was hoop group summer camps where, I was out there 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning doing drills next to Brother Andre. And late at night, we were eating pizza and wings till 12 o'clock at night. And I'm just sitting there, a fly on the wall, amongst these great coaches who are accomplished, who got state champions, things like that. But I was able to be in a room and able to ask questions, and they were willing, forthcoming to give me information. I just spent a lot of time just, being around it and watching and observing. And a lot of times early on, I didn't even know what I was watching or what I was looking for. It was more so just watch what they're doing and try to pick up things. And then I quickly caught on to like certain things that made them, successful. So Del Val was just a learning experience. It was like, figure it out, whether it's gym time, practice time, summer camps, recruitment of players. Well, not recruitment, but, marketing to players. Those things were like, we had to be like fully hands on. Nobody knew me. I'm not from Philly. So it was like, I didn't have a cousin, somebody was just going to plug me in and give me players. I had to just like dedicate myself and show that I was serious and I was, I actually knew what was going on. So that was just like the groundwork of me just learning and putting in as much time as possible, following around the awesome teams all around the East Coast. And Toomey was the AAU coach, and I'm following them around because I got to be, spending a lot of my own money, well, all of my own money, and all my time just to learn it. So Del Val was like a real true learning experience. I think that O'Hara obviously was different. It was the Catholic League. I hadn't had much experience with that. And it wasn't like it is now where like the whole city was just focused on the Catholic League for the most part. It was like the public league was really good. So I wasn't as familiar with all the inner workings of the Catholic League and how serious it was, but I reached out to people. So that journey just taught me to be more inquisitive. So I reached out to people like Brian Daly, Joe Crawford and Tom Inglesby. They were like O'Hara people who, told me about the O'Hara situation. But like even like a Brian Daly, like I said, I just asked him about coaching in the league because there were other jobs open that just think about some different things. And there were different opportunities that came about. But O'Hara was something that you just building from the ground up. It wasn't like a Del Val where I had some talent in. I knew I could get kids in there and we would at least be able to play ball. It was like, we had to build it from the ground up. We had to convince people to come to a school that wasn't really known for basketball at all. And we were able to get some kids there. Second year, we ended up making the playoffs, winning a playoff game at Archbishop Ryan, and ultimately losing to Isaiah Wong to go to the Final Four. But that taught me a lot about the league. So the O'Hara situation taught me just about the infrastructure of the league, what was important to try to build a program, and just how you do it, especially in like this new day and age. So I think those two things just taught me like how to build up the skill set to be able to build a program, and then I spent 2 years at Camden as an assistant under Rick Brunson, which, I had been an assistant for 1 year, but I was used to like running the program. But, I was with Rick and, I thought, he obviously did a great job, just, and there's a different state of mind, NBA background. He did things way differently, but I was just learning, and I told myself going in not to have any type of ego about being a head coach or anything. It's like, this is somebody I could learn from. And I really just was a sponge, to be honest with you. I think that was probably like one of the best moments for me was as far as me putting all pride and ego aside and just really learning. I really absorbed everything in those moments. So it was a learning experience. I think all three of those things were learning experiences. And then the prep is just like the ultimate opportunity for high school basketball. It's like where you have elite academics, elite sports where, our football team, crew team, they like national level teams. So like this institution knows how to nurture really, really high level program. And I think that if you're not prepared for that, they won't hire you. You can't get a job like that without being prepared to be at the highest level in a first class organization. So they've all been great learning experiences and taught me so many different things. And I'm blessed to have been able to watch, observe, ask questions, and then also all the coaches that have all like been gracious towards me. I didn't know these people. I didn't know Brother Andre. And earlier he spoke about how this game came about was we were on the phone. You know what I mean? Like we were on the phone talking about basketball. We start talking about this thing, but all the while, like I've seen him out places I've seen him at camps, whatever it might be. I'll pick his brain. He's always been forthcoming, even though like he knows that we want to beat him, we want to knock them off, stuff like that. But we are able to share information. So me being able to be a sponge, and then also with the certain people in the community being forthcoming with information has been great for me.
Once again, here we are live. We are live here. The Awesome Show is back. We are here with our co-host Randy Miller, and we're solo right now with St. Joe's Prep head coach Jason Harrigan as they prepare for their monster matchup tomorrow, 7 p.m. at St. Joe's Prep as they take on Imhotep. Coach, you started talking about your Cardinal O'Hara days. I want to rush back to that a little bit. About it. You had a player out there at O'Hara who's also now on your assistance on your staff as an assistant. Tell us a little bit about talk to us a little about Antoine Booty Butler.
Oh man, he is Antoine Butler. Booty, as most of everybody from Philly knows him. It's just as solid as they come from like a young man's perspective. When he came to Del Valle originally, he was we hadn't been getting those type of kids who had like the big names and high profile players, and he when he came there, it just, we had some talent, but he was able to be like a guy who really kind of made us really, really serious, like when people kind of took us serious. As a player, he was a true point guard extension on the floor, like an extension of the coach on the floor. I tell our young guys now, it's like, he would understand plays better than everybody. And like, even like myself, like he would say like, coach, maybe we should do this because they're doing this. And, he wouldn't do it just for show. It was like, cause he understood what was going on. And now as a coach, he's been awesome. So we need to keep the awesome counter going. Cause I'll keep saying that word about him. He's awesome. He connects with the kids. He sees the game as a player, extension of the coach on the floor. Is very, young to coaching, only about a month or two in, and he already understands how to pick his spots, and what is necessary. He can stop practice in the middle to drive home a point, and it's always perfect time. And so those things, like him and Wade Loman played on that same team with Booty, and they've been great. It's just been a pleasure. Like for me, it's a blessing to like have players that I coach actually come back and coach with me. I think that's like one of the best gifts that I could ever have as a coach.
No doubt. Randy, got anything here? Final out here for Coach Harrigan here.
Yeah, coach. So it's a culmination of you growing with your core group of guys that you came in with, and talk to me about what it was like to get them to buy in, and watching them grow and progress, and as they go into their senior year. But in addition to that, I want you to also talk about you got a big name transfer to come in by the name of Mekhi Robertson. So talk to me about what he brings to the table, and how he adds another dimension to your ball club.
Well, I mean, I'll start with that core group of guys that everybody speaks of. It's been that was really, really good for us to be able to have some young guys that before they even got here were committed. Like they when they committed to the school and said we're coming here, they immediately locked in. So they were in the gym as eighth graders, coming in, working out, preparing. So you knew that we had something, and we knew that we would be able to lean on some guys. That part of it has been great because we know we have some players. I think that the only thing that I'll say that I've learned from this situation is that those guys don't stay the same guys the entire way through. So they come in as eighth graders, and they have a mindset and a skill type and things like that. And throughout the years, things change, the dynamics change, the personalities change, the expectations change, their games change. So with that, it's just been constantly learning and building with them, and trying to help them get to where they want to get. So that's been good. It's been a learning experience for me, but it's also been like a safety net to know that we always have these guys. We know they can play. We know they're committed to basketball. And we know that we'll be able to compete with those guys. So that's been great. I think with Mekhi coming into that dynamic, it's been like it's only been 3 months, and throughout that time, we had multiple injuries and sicknesses and things like that. And I think that for us, it's been um, the best part about it is that all of those guys wanted him to come. So it was like they wanted him at St. Joe's Prep. Like they were really excited about him being there. Now, we played in these team camps and such over the last couple months, and we've never had all 5 guys play together. So now we are finally at that point where they all can play together. It's really exciting. They really respect his game, and he is a rare type of talent who is like super explosive and can dribble, pass, and shoot and plays the right way. But is also really humble, and really like, wanting to be the best player he can be, and not the best player that he can be, but more so the best for the team. And for me, I don't want him to take a back seat. I want him to join and ride up front with those guys. So just trying to get him to take that step forward and make sure that he understands, like, you're a big time player. I don't want you to wait for next year or anything like that. Like, step up and be as great as you can. So it's an interesting dynamic, but I think the part that makes it easy is that those guys wanted him there. He understood what he was stepping into, and now we just got to figure it all out. But them welcoming him in was like the best part about
it. No doubt, man. Coach here, I mean, wrapping up here your season here. You got quite the schedule. Obviously, we've been harping on the big game of Imhotep tomorrow, but got a lot of things coming up here. You got a big trip. Got to heading out to the west side. Tell us a little bit about what your schedule, your trip coming up. In conclusion here, what you're looking forward to with the season here with your big seniors and so forth.
Yeah, well, I think that depending on your team, you'll base this kind of schedule off of that. So I think that when we were looking for preseason schedule, well, not preseason, but our schedules before the Catholic League, we want to challenge ourselves as much as we could. That's why we're starting with an Imhotep, but we are going to Las Vegas for the Turkanian Classic, where you got high-level teams, Westchester, play. If we win our first round, we play Tyrone Stokes, #1 player in the country. So we wanted to fill our schedule, play Salesiana when we come back. It's just a schedule that's going to really challenge our guys. We're not really worried about trying to just get as many wins as possible, even though our plan is that we can win every game. But we really want to challenge ourselves so that we're ready for that Catholic League schedule. So we got a tough road ahead, and I know that throughout the time that these guys have been here and the schedule that we put in front of them and the obstacles that they have to come, that, we are ready for that, ready to meet some adversity, battle through that adversity.
Well, down here, Coach, in conclusion here, all right, St. Joe's Prep, Randy, a lot of tradition,
yes,
a lot of tradition, a lot of amazing players have walked through those doors. Mm-hmm. We're putting you on the spot here, Jason Harrigan, Coach Harrigan. We need to know the Prep. We'll give, like I said, we'll give Coach Noble 6. We'll give you a 6-man as well if you need. The Prep 6. Give us the all-time Prep 6. Who are you rolling out there? You need to win a big game. Who is rolling out there for the Prep 6? Woo! All the ghosts, all the ghosts, the Prep ghosts are all lurking right now. They want to know, Coach.
Let me start with Randy Miller.
Here we go. Don't do that. Cut it out, man.
I like it. Randy, that's a big game. Why are we picking on you today, Randy? Man, why are we picking on you today, dog?
Hey, man, I don't know what it is, but don't do that. Go ahead.
Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
Now, I'm going to start with the easy one. I've asked this question since I've been here. I've asked this question 1,000 times to 1,000 people. He's a mentor to me. He's a mentor to many in Philadelphia, but he is by far St. Joe's Prep best basketball player to ever come through.
I think you froze when you said the name. I'm guessing you say Mo Howard. I'm guessing
Mo Howard by far, easy, head and heels above #1. The rest is no order, but this is what I gather from my intel and what I've been able to observe and things I've been able to monitor. So
he's already copied, please. He's already
yeah,
copied, please
man.
already. Here you go.
I mean,
all right, man. Go ahead, coach.
Well, because there's such a long tradition, like when Imhotep talks about that 6, now we're talking about 100 years of players or something like that, maybe 80 years of players, something like that. So I don't know. So, but I'm saying Mo Howard, we're gonna go Steve Astoria, no, big time player, Notre Dame.
Steve Astoria, big time player, Steve Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. We're gonna go Reggie Redding.
Redding. Okay, Villanova. Okay.
Villanova. We're gonna go John Griffin.
Ooh, got a little ball handler. Gotta have a ball handler and shooter out there, coach.
Yeah. We're gonna go Mark Zoller, champion at St. Joe's Prep.
Two-time champion, I believe.
Went to Penn. Yeah. And then that's my 5.
That's your 5. You can stay. You don't need a sub, coach. You don't need a sub. You don't need a sub.
No. That's my 5. I'll throw out some other names. I know Kasim Holloman.
Oh, here you go. You want
really good. Chris Clark is really good.
Yep.
And I'm gonna keep our guys off right now because they're not done. I think that we got some guys right now that will definitely be able to creep into that, depending on how this year goes. But right now, we can't mention them until the job is done. So let's let them take this next 4 months, handle their business, and we'll see if they can't sneak up into that top 5.
Yeah, that's a solid list.
I would have.
You got anybody else? Did I miss anybody, Mr. Miller Report?
So my list was, of course, Mo Howard, Steve Astoria, Reggie Redding, Mark Zoller. I went early 90s when Mr. Neil McGee put about, he used to fill it up. And then my 6th man was a guy that I played with.
Chris Clover?
Cody Hayden.
Oh, yeah.
Cody Hayden used to shoot.
Oh, that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Get out the ball. But then Kasim Holloman was very tough. I thought about putting Ashauer on this list, but he ended up transferring to Bonner. But if you want to include Ashauer, he could go on that list.
Can't do that now. Ash, we love you, dog, but you can't. This is a prep fight. You got to be a prep kid, prep day in and day out.
2 years. What are we talking about?
Got you, but then he left.
All right, but he was still playing there. But so you got Kasim, you got Chris Clark, you got John Griffin. Yeah, so it's a couple of guys that got to it, man.
Long tradition out there, long tradition. I'm a recent guy. I like my guy. I'm going back to my guy last year, Jalen Harper. Shout out my guy Jalen Harper, who's at a prep school right now, Jason. Newman prep school up in the Boston area. Yeah, man.
How's he doing up there?
Well, I'm sorry, Brandon, you saying something?
Oh, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, but how's he doing up there, Jason?
Doing great, man. He's going to be making his commitment soon. Playing really, really well. One of my favorite players I ever coached, to be honest with you.
Okay. Good stuff.
Well, here we are, guys. The awesome show. We're concluding here with the awesome show. Jason Harrigan, we're gonna say goodbye to you, and me and Randy will close the show, man. We appreciate you joining us here today on the relaunch of the awesome show. We will be in the building tomorrow, 1733 West Rod Avenue. We will be there early, making sure we got good seats. Coach, I know, Manny, you know how we do. We like to be feet on that wood. You know how we do.
No, feet on the court, brother.
Feet on the court. Make sure, Coach Harrigan, we don't want no problems at your gym. Make sure you take care of these important media people right there. Make sure our seats are ready. We like to be center court, feet on the court, ready to go. No, we don't want no issues. Coach, have my gummy bears ready. Have my fruit snacks. Have all that ready for me on the side too. I'll be ready. I'll be needing all that.
All right, next time y'all let me know. I got to know about these war tactics Andre's pulling. He got the blind face. He got his face blocked out and all that. Let me know when I'm walking into, man. This is a Zoom. I don't know how to do that yet, but appreciate y'all for having me, man. Y'all.
No doubt. Best of luck tomorrow, sir.
Go get me some rest right now.
All right, Coach. We'll see you out there, Coach.
Yeah. Peace.
Out. Oh, Randy, man, we got to do it here. The relaunch of the awesome show. In conclusion here, though, Randy, man, season's underway. give us some hot points that you're keeping your eyes on out there. You know, you're on the scene. Give us some things that you're keeping your eyes on out there for this upcoming season.
So for me, it's going to be a mixture of looking at a lot of college basketball, but also keeping my eye on high school basketball as well. Of course, you know me too. We're going to know the obvious guys, but I'm also looking for people. I've always looking for people who aren't being sought after, or who are some hidden gems. So I can put them in touch with programs and help further their careers and things of that nature, man. So, you know, that's what I'm looking forward
Well,
to.
tell people, Randy, man, how can they? Because you have been on the scene for quite before, you know, and we got on you about your box coaching days, you know, but since those days, you have been on the scene and been a huge resource for many of the students out here in the Philadelphia region, even down to the Allentown region. You come down
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Allentown
yeah.
region, and
Happy Lane. I like coming out there, bro.
we love you. We love having you out here, brother. And you helped out a lot of people in certain areas with
Mhm.
with those eyes and your writing skills and being able to tell people what you're seeing out there. Please let the people know how are some ways they can get a hold of if they want to see what you're doing out there. The Miller Report. Give us some ways that they can get a hold of you.
I'm reached on all social media platforms. Facebook being my Miller Report page, the Miller Report, and the number one at the end. X, which is formerly known as Twitter, is Miller_report, and then IG is the Miller Report.
There he is. There he is. There he is, my guy.
Yep.
You will definitely be seeing the Miller Report all over the basketball scene, college, high school. Even go down to Young Bucks, you know, leave the Young Bucks alone.
I just want to say something as well. So,
Please, please.
yeah, I've been at this for quite some time, and so I am looking for some interns, some qualified interns to help assist in my effort of covering games because I can't be everywhere at once, and, running myself ragged. So also it'd be this great opportunity for me to pour back into young people and teach how teach sports journalism as well as some scouting, and we can go. I can get more done. So if you know of a qualified young person that is willing to learn and willing to get out to some games and see some basketball and cover some basketball, please feel free to hit me up. I could be reached with in my any of my DMs, um, and we can go from there.
I'm gonna follow you up on that, Randy, man. I mean, coming up, um, as a player, all you think about our days, you think about playing or
Mhm.
basically, or you're not playing, you're probably coaching. But there's so
Mhm.
many other avenues now to get involved in athletics. You
Mhm.
talk about the media. Well, you see me, I'm in front of a screen right now talking to the people. There's
Mhm.
all kind of different ways to get involved. So this is a great opportunity. And you know what, man? So often now people just want it. Oh, here you go, just give it to you. You got to get your feet, put your feet in the boots, get them on the turf, and work and learn the business, learn the game, which means you're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice some time and some money and so forth. But in the end, it'll be all worth it, man. So that's a great opportunity around. Awesome that you put that out there. And all my peoples out there, we appreciate you guys joining us on the relaunch of the Awesome Show. We will be back. It's Toomey Anderson and my co-host. Let them know your name, baby. Let them know your name.
The report, baby. The Miller Report, baby.
Baby, you see, look at that. You see, you get an awesome show. I start to bring all kinds of stuff. I look at Randy's out there talking baby and doing like that's what the awesome show. That's what Mr. Awesome will do to you. We appreciate everyone coming in here today, and we'll once again always stay awesome, baby. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Tom. Have a good one, bro.
Stay awesome.